Bryophytes together. Are you ready? Oh yes, and Bryophytes is our lesson 7. So in this lesson 7, what is it about Bryophytes? What should I know? What must I hold tight as far as Jamb and Waec is concerned? Yeah, let's go. The first thing I'd like you to know is the botanical classification that Sir Emmy gave you. Under the botanical classification, he told you that don't forget that your plant kingdom is divided into how many groups? 5 groups, right? Number 1, we have what is called your schizophyta. So these schizophytas are the bacteria. So bacteria is under your what? Your schizophyta. You call schizophyta bacteria. Number 2, they are the talophytas, which are the algae and the fungi. These guys are the talophytes. Number 3 are the bryophyta, where we have the liverworts and mosses. You know, this is what we're going to be focusing on, right? Number 4, we're going to have your pteridophyta, which are the ferns. And then number 5, we're going to move into your spermatophyta, which are the seed-bearing plants. Now listen, Sir Emmy has treated your schizophyta and your talophyta, right? So I'm going to start with everything about bryophyta, and then we'll start going and then moving together. So your bryophyta will teach you, then we'll go to pteridophyta, your spermatophyta, and spermatophytas are divided into 2. What are the 2 of them? Number 1 are the gymnosperms. So your gymnospermiae and angiospermiae, or the gymnosperms and the angiosperms. The 2 of them are under your what? Your spermatophyta. And your spermatophytas are the seed-bearing plants. Now, once you go, give me the 5 classification that we have. Your schizophyta, your talophyta, your bryophyta, your pteridophyta, and your spermatophyta. Don't forget, it is schizo, then talo, then bryo. Okay? Understanding that, look at this powerful Jamb question. Jamb 2000, question 8, right? Jamb gave us this interesting question all the way, and the question says, the order in which organic evolution had progressed in plants is, what is the order? And then the ask option A, is it your talophyta before schizophyta, then your bryophyta? No, I expect you, tell me, is this guy correct? No, now, wrong, right? Option B says schizophyta, then talophyta, then bryophyta. I don't know. Option C says your pteridophyta, your spermatophyta, your talo, and so on. Then your bryophyta. Tell me which one start first. Of course, what start is first? Let me answer. Baby girl, we are calling answer. Bro, fast, what's your answer? You are correct. Schizophytas we come first, which are the schizophytes, then the talophytes, then the bryophyte, then the pteridophytes, then the spermatophytes. Making option what? B, the correct answer. If you get that, we can now start the class properly. First, follow me, come. Listen to this. I want you to understand this very quickly, that in the classification of bryophytes, there is something that you must hold tight. You know, we are dealing with everything about bryophyte, right? So what must I know about bryophyte? Where does bryophyte belong to? Where is it coming from? Of course, your bryophyte is under the kingdom Plantae. So under kingdom Plantae, that's where we have our what? Our bryophyte. And of course, your bryophyte, what is it? It is a phylum, and the phylum is phylum Bryophyta. So members of the phylum Bryophyta are called bryophytes. Members of the phylum Pteridophyta are called what? Pteridophytes. Members of the phylum Talophyta, what do you call them? They are called talophytes. But please don't forget this very quickly, that their representative member that they expect us to know is called your Funaria hygrometrica. Funaria hygrometrical. And Funaria hygrometrical is popularly called your what? Your moss. So enjoy your moss plants. Once you go spell it correctly, it is your what? Your Funaria. Then what? Hygro. Then what? Metrica. It is popularly called your what? Your moss. Funaria hygrometrica. What is it called? Your moss. The kingdom is kingdom Plantae. The phylum is phylum what? Bryophyta. And their representative member is your what? Your Funaria hygrometrical. Popularly called your what? Your moss. Or you just call it moss plant. Now, I like you never to forget the examples of your bryophytes. Yes. Now, what are the powerful examples of bryophytes that we need to know? There are 3 of them majorly. 3 major, right? Number 1, mosses. Number 2, liverworts. And then number 3 is called what? Hornworts. Your mosses, your liverworts, and your hornworts. The 3 of them are the most popular examples of your bryophyte that we have. Call the three of them for me. Your mosses, your liverwort, your hornwort. Come on, mosses, your liverwort, your hornwort. KK, mosses, liverwort, and hornwort. Again, mosses, liverwort, and hornwort. Funaria hygrometrical, what do we popularly call it? They are called your moss plants, so they fall under your what? Your mosses. Does it make sense? Okay. If you get that, your mosses, your liverwort, and your hornwort. So if they ask you anything, your mosses, liverwort, hornwort, just know that they are under your what? Your bryophyte. Not that you get that very fast, please. You must know the characteristic features, oh yes, of your bryophyte. What are their characters? What do they stand for? Well, let's go. We'll look at a couple of them, right? And then I'll give you questions under them. Number one character of your bryophyte is that they are non-vascular. What are they? Non-vascular. Non-vascular. Now, listen. It's either a plant is vascular or the plant is avascular. Your schizophyta, they are avascular. Avascular means non-vascular. The word A means absence. So if you just hear avascular, what does it also mean? It also means what? Non-vascular. Your schizophytas, they are avascular plants, non-vascular. Talophyta, avascular, non-vascular. Bryophyta, avascular, non-vascular. The ones that have vascular bundles, it starts from your pteridophyte. So vascular bundles in plants start from your what? Your pteridophytes. So your bryophytes, do they have vascular bundles or no vascular bundle? No vascular bundle. That's why I say that they are what? Avascular. Now don't forget this. They are non-vascular, meaning they have no vascular bundle. And they are multicellular organisms. One to go. What is number one character? Non-vascular or avascular. That's why I said that they are non-vascular, multicellular organisms. And how do you know that a plant is avascular or non-vascular? Is because that plant lacks xylem and phloem. So the conducting tissues in plants are the xylems and the phloem. Oh, listen, let me tell you something first. I'm not teaching you to impress you. Oh, no. Are you getting it now? First and foremost, let me tell you this. As a medical student in the making, these terms, they must be integral component of you. You jam it in your 100 level in the university. Are you getting it now? So I've taught this very, very well for 100 level students and so on, and even higher classes. So you must know these things to the core. Are you getting it now? It's very, very important. Every word I'm saying, grab them because you see them in the past question that Jamb has ever asked. Non-vascular means what? Avascular, right? If a plant is avascular, it means that plant does not have vascular bundles or your vascular tissues. And what are the vascular tissues in plant? They are the xylem and phloem. So will your bryophyte have xylem and phloem, or they will lack xylem and phloem? They are going to lack it. So they lack xylem and phloem. That's number one. Another thing again very fast that I said, where does vascular bundle start in plant? It starts from your pteridophytes. Your schizophyta, your talophyta, your bryophyta, they are all non-vascular or avascular plants. If you get that, yeah, where they go. Number two is called photosynthetic pigments. Oh yes, what is their photosynthetic pigment like? What is it? Take note of this, that they have just one primary photosynthetic pigment in your what? Your bryophyte. And that photosynthetic pigment is called your what? Your chlorophyll. That's why we said that they have chlorophyll as the only photosynthetic pigments. Are you getting it now? What is their only photosynthetic pigment? It is called chlorophyll. Number three, very fast, is called habitats. Where do you see your bryophytes? Where are they found? They are found majorly in terrestrial environments, but they live in moist terrestrial environments. So if you go and put them in terrestrial environment that are dry, they will just die. Are you getting it now? Oh yes, just some species of bryophyte that can survive in what? In desert, but majorly they prefer moist terrestrial environments. Another character you must know is their body structure. Oh yes, in terms of their body structure, what can we say? Please take note that their body is differentiated into stem-like and leaf-like structure. Oh, if they say you are looking like a rich man, doesn't mean that the person is actually rich. You can tell a poor broke guy that the guy is looking like a rich man. Are you getting it? Meaning the person will blow in the future. The same thing for your bryophyte. Bryophytes are differentiated. Like, right? You can look at bryophytes. I'll show you shortly. And then you said that, oh, this, like, you don't have stem, but you have stem-like structure. You don't have leaves, but you have leaf-like structure. That's what happens there. And don't forget is that they lack true roots, true stem, true leaves. One prominent feature. They lack what? True roots, true stem, true leaves. So the roots that they have is not really roots. Their stem is not really stem. Their leaves are not really leaves. Because you said that these guys are avascular. They lack vascular bundles, xylem and phloem. So what they have as their roots is root-like structure. Are you getting it? And don't forget that they lack vascular tissues, like I've said, right? They lack vascular tissues and are therefore unable to transport food and minerals around their body. What will enable them to transport food and minerals around their body? Of course, is their vascular bundles or their vascular tissues, which are the xylem and the phloem. Because they lack it, that means they're not going to grow tall. They will just be short, right? They'll just be like short. So that anything that need to be transported around their body can easily go around. They lack vascular tissues. So they are unable to transport food and minerals around their body. Another important thing, very fast, I'll draw your attention to is this particular plant that you are seeing here. If this is our bryophytes, you know, we said that they don't really have root, right? They have root-like structure. That root-like structure is called your rhizoid. What is it called? Rhizoid. What is it called? Rhizoids. Rhizoid. Hold on a bit. The complete series of classes, right? As far as your syllabus is concerned regarding your Jamb And Waec, everything has been covered in details for you in the LearnLifts app. And guess what? The sweet part is that you have access to your CBT, right? You have access to your video lessons. You have access to your notes. You have access to your past questions. Everything from the beginning to the end is directly in the LearnLifts app for you. So all you have to do is just mark down to Play Store or App Store and download the LearnLifts app where you follow all your classes from the beginning to the end. A quick one before we move. Let's get back to class. Enjoy. The spelling rhizoid, the plural rhizoids. The root-like structure of bryophyte, or is it called rhizoid? Constant jump pass question. Another thing is this. Do they have stem? No, they have stem-like structure. That stem-like structure is called your what? Your cowline. When you just hear your cowline, not Carolino, it is called cowline. Cowline is the stem-like structure of bryophyte. Their root-like structure is what? Rhizoid. Stem-like cowline. Root like rhizoid, stem like cowline. Okay, Sapita. Hi. Another important thing I'd like you to hold tight is their leaves. They don't have true leaves, but they have leaf-like structure. That leaf-like structure is called your phyllites. What is it called? Phyllites. So these three things must vibrate in you. Number one is called your what? Your rhizoids. This is the one they ask more in Jamb And Waec. Rhizoids. The root-like structure of bryophytes, what is it called? Rhizoids. Please, what is their stem-like structure called? It's called your cowline. Their leaf-like structure is called your what? Your phyllites. If you get this very fast, look at this structure. As I'm picking them, you are naming it for me. This guy here is your leaf. The leaf-like structure in bryophyte. Write the answer down. Write it down. Write it down. The leaf-like structure in bryophyte, what is it called? Of course, we said that it is called your what? Your phyllites. It is double L. Phyllids. Phyllites. These guys are the root-like structures. What are they called? Rhizoids. And then their stem. You see this up guy, these leaves that you are seeing here, these leaves you are seeing around here, right? They have covered the stem. So the stem is actually inside. That stem is called your what? Your cowline. What is it called? Cowline. You see this guy, you now come and say, let's say this part label X now, and this part label Y. They are two different things, so you're not going to see the part label X is called the stem-like structure. Therefore, Sapita, it is called your what? Your cowline. If I note you, this part here, it is not the stem. Are you getting it? As we move, I will explain it in details. Are you getting it? These are constant Jamb exam questions. Another important thing I'd like you to know very fast, number 5, is their leaf arrangements. Oh yes, can I show you something about their leaf arrangement that is very, very sweet and lovely that you need to know? Look at this very quickly. In terms of their leaf arrangement, you see the way the leaves are arranged, right? They are kind of like spirally arranged. Are you getting it? So in terms of the leaf arrangement, what must I know? Don't forget this, that the leaves of some of these bryophytes are spirally arranged on the stem. That spirally arranged format has its function that it carry out, which is in line with two-god pressure. Hey, when we get there, I'll show you. Which is in line with your what? Your two-god pressure. Two-god pressure. I'll show you shortly when we get there. But please, number 6 is in terms of reproduction. How do bryophytes reproduce? It's a very simple thing. Don't forget that. They reproduce, number 1, asexually. Asexual reproduction is by spores. Is by what? Spores. Come. Plants can either carry out these two things. It's either they produce spores or they produce your seed. It's not every plant that can produce seed. Advanced plants are the ones that produce seed. And these are the spermatophytes. Your seed-bearing plants are the spermatophytes. And the spermatophytes are two. Either the gymnosperms or the angiosperms. They are the ones that produce seeds. Look at it now. You know we said that we have your schizophytes, right? Your schizophytes. Then we have your what? Your talophytes. Then we have your what? Your bryophytes. Then we have your what? Your pteridophytes. Then we have the what? The spermatophytes. The spermatophytes are the seed-bearing plants. Here you see your schizophyte, your talophyte, your bryophyte, your pteridophyte. All of them, they produce what? Spores. Does it make sense? The only one that produce seed are the what? Spermatophyte. So, in terms of their reproduction, they reproduce asexually. Number 1, asexual reproduction is by what? Spores. That's 1 in bryophytes. Number 2, sexual reproduction. Anything that will involve sexual reproduction, whereby like male and female will now come together. Please, they need what? Gametes. Sexual reproduction is by what? Gametes. Asexual is by what? Spores. Okay, I will explain this too when we move further a bit. Please take note that water is needed in their sexual reproduction process. During the sexual reproduction, what do they need? They need water. What do they need? They need water. Okay, don't forget this very quickly. Hence, because they require water in their sexual reproduction, they are called the amphibians of the plant kingdom. Amphibians of the plant kingdom. Okay, come. Sure, you know your amphibians, right? What are the amphibians? A good example of your amphibians, like your normal vertebrates, under your vertebrate animals, right? As you are going, you will meet the classes shortly. Under the vertebrate animals that we have, amphibians is one of them. Under the amphibians, that's where we have things like your toad, your frog, your salamanders, your newts. All of these guys are amphibians. You see, your amphibians have one character. Amphibians, they have dual life. They can survive on water and on land. Bryophytes, when it comes to their sexual reproduction, they need water. Despite they live on land, they need water for sexual reproduction. Because of that character, we call them the amphibians of the what? Plant kingdom. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Okay. If you get that very fast with me, don't forget that please, they show alternation of generations. What did they show? Alternation of what? Generations. Alternation of what? Generations. Alternation of what? Generations. Alternation of what? Generations. Okay, Safita, I don't understand that. So yeah, now, since you don't understand that, number 7, before I go into past questions, is their forms. What are the forms in which you can see your bryophyte? Number 1, some of them are thalloid. What are they? Thalloid. Those ones that are thalloid, good example is your liverworts. Liverworts, they are thalloid. Another thing you must know are their examples. I gave you 3 major examples, right? Mosses, liverworts, and hornworts. Abi, don't forget this. Your Machantia, in case you see it in Jamb, you now say, I did not know. Machantia species, of course, they are the liverwort. Machantia liverwort. Machantia liverwort. Machantia liverwort. Machantia liverwort. And then Funaria hygrometrica, moss. Funaria hygrometrica, moss. Machantia liverwort. Machantia liverwort. Machantia liverwort. Machantia liverwort. Funaria hygrometrica, moss. Funaria hygrometrica moss. Machantia liver what? Funaria hygrometrica moss. If you get this very fast with me, bro. Oh yeah, let's look at some doings, some few past questions. Jamb asked this beautiful question in 1985, question 8. Don't throw it away, please. I've treated it. Look at the question. The question says, bryophytes are differentiated from flowers. That is, they're talking about flowering plants because option A, they live in moist habitats. Option B says they are small plants. Option C says they reproduce sexually and asexually. Option D says they have no vascular tissues. Hey, come. Bryophytes, what differs them from your flowering plants? Of course now, flowering plants are advanced, and because they are advanced, they have vascular bundles or vascular tissues. And the vascular tissues in plants, what are they? Xylem and phloem. But bryophytes, do they have vascular tissues? No. So they have no vascular tissue. Makes option D the correct answer. Of course, your flowering plants, they can survive as well in moist environments, right? Yes, now bryophyte can also survive. Small, majorly shy is of bryophyte that are small in size. They reproduce asexually and what sexually? The major thing there is vascular tissue. That's the major question there. Look at another powerful question, question 3. A question that is loved by both Jamb and Waec. The sweet question here says, which of the following is true about the vascular tissue of bryophytes? What is true about their vascular tissue for bryophytes? Okay, I gave you 7. Number 1, they possess xylem and phloem for nutrition. They whine. Show you they whine. Wrong. Option B says they are vascular multicellular organisms. Are they vascular multicellular organisms or they are non-vascular? Non-vascular multicellular organisms. That means this guy is also what? Wrong. Option C says they are non-vascular, correct, and lack xylem and phloem. Do they have xylem and phloem? No, they don't have xylem and phloem. That means C, you are giving us joy. Sure, you are seeing it now. Look at option D. They have vascular tissues, but are non-photosynthetic. Okay, come. They have vascular tissue. That's wrong. They don't have vascular tissue. You say they are non-photosynthetic. That's also wrong. They are photosynthetic because they have chlorophyll. What is the correct answer? Option C is the correct answer. Does it make sense? Okay. Look at this powerful question. Another powerful question we're giving. The question says, what is the primary photosynthetic pigment that is found in your mosses? What is the primary photosynthetic pigment? Option A says carotenoids. Option B says phycobilins, your phycobilins. Option C says chlorophyll, and then option D says xanthophylls. Of course, now their primary photosynthetic, can it be carotenoids? No. Can it be your phycobilins? No. Can it be your xanthophylls? No. What is the correct answer? Of course, your chlorophyll. Option was C is the correct answer. Hey, look at another powerful question, and this sweet question all the way says, which of the following statements best describe the habitat of bryophytes? Where do you see them? Option A, they are found in extremely dry, arid environments. Is that where you see them? No, it's just very few that you go and see there. Option C says they are aquatic plants that live in salty water. Never. Option C says they grow in nutrient-poor rocky environments. No. Option D, they are terrestrial plants that thrive in moist environments. What is the answer? They are terrestrial plants that definitely thrive in moist environments, making option what? D the correct answer. Does it make sense now? Simple, easy, touch, and direct. If you understand this very quickly with me and you are really sure, this is just the introduction to bryophytes. Guess what? The next class, we will accelerate and start from the habitat and look at every other thing and cover their Jamb past questions. There are a lot of Jamb past questions under this topic. Jamb love bryophyte to the core. Bro, baby girl, I'll see you in the next class. For the now, catch ya, enjoy. Hope you've enjoyed this class. Guess what? To follow up for more classes, just download the LearnLift app, whether on Play Store or App Store, and then follow up your classes. You must do extremely well. I'll see you in class. Bye-bye.